In the vast silence of deep space, celestial winds stirred as something ancient awakened beneath the shifting sands of Kahndaq. Buried beneath centuries of stone, a hidden tomb trembled with arcane energy, and the earth groaned as long-forgotten forces stirred. Death Adam, known to the modern world as Black Adam, hovered above the awakening storm, his black cloak whipping in the wind, his eyes glowing with the fury of 6 Egyptian gods. He had ruled, fallen, and risen again, Kahndaq's protector and its wrathful judge. But this time the disturbance was not from within his kingdom. It was from another realm entirely. Reports had surfaced, strange seismic surges from across the Atlantic, where no tectonic activity should exist. Kahndaq's mystics whispered of a being not from this world, but dragged into it by an accidental tear in magical space-time, an imbalance born from the reckless experiments of sorcerers, tampering with extra-dimensional artifacts. But this was no demon, no sorcerer, no god. It was Cain Marco, the unstoppable Juggernaut. Once a man, now a living force of destruction, Cain had bonded with the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, granting him eternal power and the singular gift and curse of unstoppable momentum. Nothing could stand in his way once he began his charge. Not walls, not mountains, not gods. Cain had been pulled into this realm during a spell intended to shield Earth from interdimensional threats. But the incantation had gone wrong. Instead of protecting Earth, it punched a hole through magical realms, reaching the crimson cosmos, the dimension of Cyttorak himself. Cyttorak, amused and ever thirsty for chaos, unleashed his avatar into this realm anew. Juggernaut landed like a meteor in northern Africa. The impact shattered a city and left a scar on the earth that bled crimson energy. His memory was fractured, his rage limitless. All he knew was one thing: he had been summoned, and someone would pay. As Cain wandered the unfamiliar landscape, crushing everything in his path with each step, heroes from surrounding regions attempted to stop him. All fell quickly and brutally. His body absorbed strikes, his magic-infused armor nullified energy attacks, and his kinetic force grew with every movement. Word reached Black Adam swiftly. A being of brute power with no moral compass was tearing through borders, closing in on Kahndaq. To Adam, this was not just a threat to his kingdom. It was an insult. A king protects his realm with fury. A god protects it with absolute power. Black Adam descended from the clouds in a bolt of divine lightning, landing atop the ancient ziggurat that overlooked his capital city. From there, he watched the red line of destruction that stretched toward his nation like a wound in the earth. Behind him, his trusted advisor, Ammon, stepped forward. "The creature is not of this world, my king. Some say it is an instrument of a cosmic god. Then let him witness the wrath of one." Adam replied coldly, electricity sparking across his arms. "I will not wait for the storm to reach us. I will be the storm." Thousands of miles away, in a ravaged desert basin near the Libyan border, Juggernaut stood in the crater he had made, breathing heavily but unslowed. He crushed a steel tank under his foot like it was paper. A group of mystic guardians teleported in and launched their spells, only to be swatted aside like flies. As he turned to march once more, the skies darkened unnaturally. Thunder cracked without warning. Lightning forked down with divine precision and struck the ground before him. Black Adam emerged from the light, arms crossed, eyes burning with righteous fury. "You will go no farther," he declared. Juggernaut tilted his head. "Another poser in a cape. You want to stop me? Try." Adam's eyes narrowed. "You've destroyed lives, crossed borders, and defied the gods. I'm not here to try, monster. I'm here to end you." Juggernaut grinned beneath his helmet. "You talk like you've got what it takes." Adam raised his fists. The sky roared behind him. "I am Black Adam, chosen by the gods of Egypt, and you've just made the last mistake of your unnatural life." Juggernaut stomped forward. The ground split. The sand rose in violent clouds, and in that moment, the air itself tensed, as if the universe knew that two primal forces were about to collide. A king of lightning and divine justice, a juggernaut of raw destruction and cosmic rage. The countdown had begun. The earth would shake. The skies would scream. Juggernaut versus Black Adam. And only one would be left standing. The wind howled between the dunes as the two titans stood face to face. Black Adam hovered, crackling with lightning and rage, his eyes glowing with the might of 6 gods: Shu, Heru, Amun, Zehuti, Aton, and Mehen. Each breath he took summoned storms. His kingdom was behind him, his legacy at stake. Juggernaut's massive frame towered over most mortal men. Muscles like mountains, armored by the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, pulsed with raw, unrelenting power. His fists were wrecking balls. His presence bent the very laws of motion. Once he moved forward, nothing could stop him. The ground cracked. Black Adam flew first, faster than lightning, arms outstretched. He collided with Juggernaut mid-charge, a thunderclap exploding across the sky. The shockwave leveled nearby hills and sent sand blasting in all directions. Juggernaut didn't budge. Adam reeled back mid-air, stunned that his god-powered punch hadn't moved the beast. Juggernaut grinned, raised a massive fist, and slammed it into the ground. The resulting quake cracked the desert floor like glass and threw Adam backward. But the protector of Kahndaq recovered instantly, vanishing in a bolt of lightning and reappearing behind Juggernaut. A flurry of thunder-empowered punches rained down on Kane's back, each blow releasing a blast of divine energy. The impact dented the sand around them, but Juggernaut simply turned and roared. "I don't fall," he growled, grabbing Black Adam by the throat and slamming him into the ground with bone-shaking force. Adam's body cratered into the earth, dust rising like smoke. Before Juggernaut could finish the blow, Adam vanished again in a flash of yellow lightning. From the sky, he struck down with the force of Shu's wind and Amun's strength combined, driving Juggernaut deep into the sand. Kane stayed buried for a moment, then erupted upward, fists first, catching Adam in the gut and launching him 100 yards across the desert. He skidded through the dunes, tearing up the terrain like a comet. Blood touched Adam's lip. He wiped it away slowly. Now it was personal. With a roar, he summoned all the divine lightning at his command and hurled it like a spear. The bolt split the sky and struck Juggernaut square in the chest, engulfing him in blinding energy. The earth cracked beneath Kane's feet. His armor smoked, but still, he walked forward. "No magic," Kane grunted. "No force, no god, stops me." Black Adam flew directly into him this time, not to punch, but to lift. He grabbed Juggernaut mid-stride and soared into the upper atmosphere, dragging the unstoppable force miles into the sky. Ice formed around them as Adam kept rising. Then he stopped. "You may be unstoppable on Earth," Adam growled, "but let's test that in orbit." And with a furious scream, he hurled Juggernaut upward into space. Cain Marko spun like a cannonball, howling in rage, his body flaring with crimson power. But even as he hurtled into the stars, Cyttorak's enchantment pulled him back. He came crashing down like a meteor, slamming into the desert with force enough to melt stone and glass. The impact carved a new valley. Black Adam hovered above the molten earth, waiting. But this time, Juggernaut did not rise immediately. He was in the crater, breathing heavy, his armor cracked, his muscles twitching. The crimson gem flickered. Black Adam landed beside the crater, fists still glowing. "This ends now," he said. Then, using the power of Zehuti's wisdom, he targeted the source, the Gem of Cyttorak. Flying with surgical speed, he struck the center of Kane's chest with divine precision, chanting an incantation passed down through ancient magical scrolls. Words that called not for destruction, but for separation. "Return to your realm, cursed one." The gem flashed. Juggernaut screamed. The crimson energy exploded in all directions as Cyttorak's grip faltered. For the first time in ages, Cain Marko's body was vulnerable. Black Adam struck once more, with everything. The final punch, a fusion of lightning, fury, and divine wrath, shattered what remained of Kane's armor and launched him into unconsciousness. Silence fell across the desert. The dust settled. Cain Marko, the unstoppable Juggernaut, lay still. Black Adam stood over him, chest rising, victorious. "My will is justice," he said softly, lightning fading from his eyes. "And justice has no equal."